In a galaxy far away, fear gripped many planets. The Galactic Council, a powerful group of alien leaders, had just announced a terrifying new weapon, oxygen bombs. These bombs could consume all the air on a planet, turning it into a lifeless wasteland. News of this dangerous weapon spread like wildfire, and panic filled the hearts of many. On the planet Earth, scientists and military leaders watched the news closely. Dr. Emily Carter, a brilliant chemist, was among them. She gathered her team in a bright white laboratory filled with strange machines and colorful liquids. The air buzzed with tension as everyone discussed the new weapon. "This is bad," said Mark, a young scientist. His voice shook with worry. "If they use these bombs, entire worlds will die. We have to do something." Dr. Carter nodded, her mind racing. What if we could change these bombs? Instead of being a tool of destruction, they could become something beautiful. Her idea caught everyone off guard. "What do you mean?" asked Sarah, another scientist. "How can we turn a bomb into something good?" Dr. Carter smiled. "We can study the chemistry of the bombs and see if we can create something safe. We could even make a perfume." The room fell silent. Mark frowned. "You really think we can turn a weapon into a fragrance?" "That sounds impossible." "I know it sounds crazy," Dr. Carter replied. "But if we succeed, it could change the way everyone sees humans. We could show that we can create peace instead of war." The team thought about her words. Slowly, their fear turned to hope. "Okay, let's give it a try," Mark said. "But we need to move fast. The council will not wait long before they use those bombs." As the team worked day and night, they faced many challenges. The bombs were complicated, filled with strange chemicals that were difficult to understand. Dr. Carter encouraged her team, reminding them that they were on the brink of something amazing. "We can do this," she said, her voice full of determination. "If we work together, we can make a perfume that smells incredible. We'll show everyone that humans are not to be feared." Finally, after weeks of hard work, the team had a breakthrough. They managed to create a prototype of the perfume using a modified version of the bomb's components. The scent was fresh and sweet, like flowers blooming in spring. Everyone was excited but nervous. "Now we need to test it," Sarah said. "But where? We can't risk releasing it on Earth." Dr. Carter thought hard. "What about the Galactic Summit? They're gathering leaders from all over the galaxy. If we can demonstrate our perfume there, it could change everything." The team was filled with a mix of excitement and fear. The Galactic Summit was a big event, and they knew they had to make a good impression. However, they also knew the risks. If something went wrong, the consequences could be disastrous. Days later, the team traveled to the summit. The massive hall was filled with alien leaders, all looking serious and worried. As the humans prepared their demonstration, they could feel the tension in the air. "This is it," Mark whispered, looking at Dr. Carter. "We either succeed or we fail." Dr. Carter took a deep breath. "Remember, we're doing this for peace. No matter what happens, we believe in this idea." As the moment arrived, Dr. Carter and her team stepped forward. They carefully released the perfume into the air, expecting everyone to hold their breath in fear. But instead of panic, a beautiful mist filled the hall. The scent spread quickly, wrapping around the alien leaders like a warm hug. Curiosity replaced fear. The leaders looked at each other, surprised by the unexpected aroma. Murmurs of confusion and wonder began to spread among them. Little did they know that this moment would change the course of history. The humans were about to show the galaxy that even the most dangerous weapons could be transformed into something good. The hall buzzed with excitement after the humans released their perfume. Alien leaders sniffed the air, their expressions shifting from fear to curiosity. Dr. Emily Carter felt a surge of hope. Maybe, just maybe, their wild idea could change everything. As the perfume enveloped the room, the leaders began to speak among themselves. Some were intrigued, while others remained skeptical. "What kind of trick is this?" one alien asked, his voice deep and rough. "You expect us to believe this scent is from a weapon?" Dr. Carter stepped forward, determined to explain. "No, it's not a trick. We took the components of an oxygen bomb and transformed them into something beautiful. We believe that peace is possible through creativity and understanding." The crowd listened closely, but doubts lingered in the air. Mark, Dr. Carter's young assistant, could see the hesitation on their faces. "This is just the beginning," he said, trying to rally support. "Imagine what we could achieve together if we put our minds to it." Suddenly, a tall alien with bright green skin spoke up. "If you can turn a bomb into perfume, what else can you do? Can you help us create a future where we don't have to fear weapons?" Dr. Carter smiled, sensing an opportunity. "That's exactly what we want to do. We have many ideas for turning dangerous technologies into safe products. Together, we can make the galaxy a better place. The leaders began to murmur amongst themselves. Some seemed excited while others looked worried. Just then, a loud voice broke through the chatter. It was a fierce-looking alien with sharp teeth and a skeptical gaze. Why should we trust humans? You are known for your wars and destruction. What if this is just another trick? Dr. Carter felt her heart race. She knew they had to prove themselves. I understand your fears. We too have learned from our mistakes. We are not perfect, but we want to work with you to build a better future. After a tense pause, the green-skinned alien raised a hand. Let us test this perfume. If it truly has power, we may consider your proposal. But if it fails, we will hold you responsible. The humans nodded, relieved but nervous. They were ready to take a risk for the sake of peace. As the discussions continued, Dr. Carter and her team returned to their lab on Earth, eager to develop their ideas further. Back at the lab, the atmosphere was filled with excitement and determination. The team gathered around a large table covered with notes and formulas. We have to make more sense, Mark said, his eyes shining. If we can create a whole line of perfumes, we can show everyone our potential. Dr. Carter agreed. Let's focus on scents that represent peace, hope, and unity. We can even name them after different alien cultures to show respect and understanding. The team worked day and night. They experimented with flowers, fruits, and spices from Earth, blending different scents together. They created one called Harmony, which smelled like a mix of jasmine and citrus, and another called Unity, which had a warm vanilla aroma. Each perfume had its own unique story, representing the dreams of a peaceful galaxy. As they prepared for the next summit, the tension returned. What if the leaders don't like our new perfumes? Sarah, another scientist, worried. What if they still see us as enemies? Dr. Carter looked at her team, filled with determination. We can't control what others think, but we can control what we create. We must believe in our mission. We have a chance to change minds, and we won't waste it. Finally, the day of the summit arrived. The humans stood before a crowd of eager alien leaders, ready to present their new perfumes. The room was filled with whispers of excitement and skepticism. As Dr. Carter introduced each scent, she could feel the eyes of the crowd on her. She spoke passionately about the meanings behind the perfumes and the hope they carried. Together, we can create a future where fear no longer rules. We can build a galaxy filled with beauty, not destruction. With the perfumes ready, the humans took a deep breath, ready to change the world. They believed in their wild idea, and they were determined to make it a reality. The day of the summit had finally arrived, and the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Dr. Emily Carter and her team stood backstage, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. The Great Hall was filled with alien leaders from across the galaxy, all waiting to see what the humans had created. Dr. Carter took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. Remember, she said to her team, we are here to show them that we can bring peace through creativity. Let's make this count! As they stepped onto the stage, the bright lights shone down, illuminating their nervous faces. The crowd fell silent, and all eyes were on the humans. Mark, Dr. Carter's assistant, could feel the weight of their hopes on his shoulders. What if they don't like our perfumes? He whispered. Dr. Carter smiled encouragingly. We've worked hard for this moment. We believe in our message, and that's what matters. She approached the podium, looking out at the sea of alien faces. Honored leaders of the Galactic Council, thank you for giving us this opportunity. Today we want to share with you the power of transformation. With that, she motioned for her team to bring forward the first bottle of perfume. It was elegantly designed, reflecting the colors of a rainbow. This scent is called Harmony. It symbolizes our desire for peace among all beings. Let us show you its beauty. As Mark released the perfume into the air, a gentle mist filled the room. The sweet scent of jasmine and citrus wafted through the hall, wrapping around the audience like a warm embrace. The leaders took deep breaths, their expressions shifting from skepticism to surprise. What is this? An alien with shimmering blue skin asked, his eyes wide. It smells wonderful! Dr. Carter seized the moment. Exactly! This is not just a fragrance, it is a message of hope. If we can transform a weapon into something that brings joy, imagine what else we can achieve together. The crowd began to murmur, intrigued by the idea. Mark stepped forward to introduce the next scent, Unity. He explained how this fragrance was inspired by the idea of working together to overcome challenges. He released the perfume, which filled the air with the warm aroma of vanilla. As the scent enveloped the room, the alien leaders exchanged looks of delight. "This is incredible," said a leader with fiery red skin. "I never imagined something so beautiful could come from a weapon of destruction." Encouraged by the response, Dr. Carter continued, "We have more fragrances to share. Each one tells a story of our dreams for the future." The team unveiled several more bottles, each representing different aspects of peace and cooperation. As they presented, the excitement in the room grew. Leaders began to smile and nod, feeling the warmth of hope wash over them. It was as if the perfumes were breaking down the walls of fear that had separated their worlds for so long. But just as things were looking positive, a shadow fell over the event. A group of alien leaders, those who had supported the idea of using oxygen bombs, stood up in protest. They were furious. "You think you can erase our fears with a scent? We will never trust humans!" Dr. Carter felt her heart race. The room became tense as the protesters shouted. But she stood firm, ready to defend their message. "We understand your fears, but we are not here to fight. We want to show you that we can create instead of destroy. Please give us a chance." The crowd began to respond, some murmuring in agreement with her. "They have shown us beauty from chaos," one leader said. "Perhaps we can trust them." As the debate continued, Mark saw an opportunity. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. "If you truly want to test our intentions, let us do something extraordinary. We can create a scent together, combining our cultures. Let's build a bridge, not a wall." The idea sparked interest among the leaders. "A collaboration?" the blue-skinned alien asked, intrigued. This could be the beginning of something new. Dr. Carter felt a surge of hope. "Yes, together we can create a perfume that represents all of us. It will be a symbol of our unity and hope for a peaceful future." The atmosphere shifted, and the leaders began to discuss the idea excitedly. What started as a tense confrontation was now turning into a moment of collaboration. Dr. Carter and her team exchanged relieved glances, knowing they had taken a significant step toward peace. The summit ended on a hopeful note, with leaders agreeing to work together on a new fragrance. As the humans left the hall, they felt a sense of accomplishment. They had shown the galaxy that even from the scariest weapons, beauty could emerge. The excitement from the summit lingered in the air as Dr. Emily Carter and her team returned to Earth. They felt a renewed sense of hope. They had taken a bold step toward peace and collaboration with the alien leaders, but not everyone felt the same way. Back at their lab, the team gathered around a large table discussing the next steps. "We did it! We actually made them interested in working with us," Mark exclaimed, grinning from ear to ear. Dr. Carter nodded but knew that the journey ahead would not be easy. "Yes, but we need to be cautious. Not all leaders support our mission. Some are still afraid of us." As if on cue, a news report flashed on the screen. An alien faction that opposed the peace initiative was speaking out. "These humans are not to be trusted. They turn bombs into perfume to deceive us. We must prepare for the worst." Dr. Carter's heart sank. "We expected some resistance, but this is more than we thought. They're spreading fear. Should we respond?" Sarah, another team member, asked. "We can't let them paint us as the enemy." Dr. Carter shook her head. "Responding with anger will only make things worse. We need to show them that our intentions are genuine. We must focus on our project and prove that we can be allies." The team worked tirelessly over the next few weeks, collaborating with the alien leaders who supported their mission. They shared ideas and cultures, blending their scents into something beautiful. With each meeting, Dr. Carter felt a bond growing between the humans and their new friends. Meanwhile, the opposition was not idle. They spread propaganda, warning other leaders to stay away from the humans. "They are dangerous! They want to infiltrate our cultures and take control!" they shouted. Despite the negativity, more and more leaders began to visit the humans' lab, intrigued by the perfumes being created. One day, a tall alien with shimmering scales and an impressive crown entered the lab. He was known as King Arian, a respected figure among the galaxy's leaders. Dr. Carter greeted him warmly. "Your Majesty, it is an honor to have you here. We are excited to show you our latest creations." King Arian looked around the lab, observing the process. "I've heard mixed opinions about your work, Dr. Carter. Some say you are bringing hope, while others warn against your intentions." Dr. Carter felt a lump in her throat. "We understand the concerns, but our mission is to create peace through collaboration. We believe that together we can build a brighter future, As the king examined the perfumes, he picked up a bottle labeled Unity. He took a moment to inhale its warm vanilla scent. A smile spread across his face. This is remarkable. You have captured something special here. Encouraged by the king's approval, the team felt more confident. They continued their work, blending scents and sharing stories. But the opposition wasn't giving up. They launched a new campaign, claiming that the humans were using their perfumes to control minds. The alien leaders who supported Dr. Carter's mission were concerned. We cannot let this false information spread. It could ruin everything we have built, said Lyra, a green-skinned leader who had become a close ally. We need a plan to counter their propaganda, Mark suggested. We should invite everyone to the lab for an open demonstration. Let them see what we are doing firsthand. Dr. Carter agreed. That's a great idea. If we can show them our sincerity, they might begin to trust us. They quickly organized an event, inviting leaders from all factions. The day of the demonstration arrived, and the lab was filled with anticipation. Leaders gathered to see the humans work up close. Dr. Carter stood at the front, ready to share their journey. Welcome, everyone! Today we will show you the beauty of collaboration. We hope to dispel any fears and showcase the power of unity. As she spoke, Mark and Sarah prepared the perfumes for demonstration. The first scent, Harmony, filled the air with sweet jasmine and citrus. The crowd responded with delight, and smiles spread across their faces. One by one, the leaders began to express their thoughts. This is incredible, said one alien with delicate wings. I can feel the love and effort put into these creations. But just as the atmosphere became lighter, the opposition's leaders stormed in. What is going on here? Shouted a fierce-looking alien. This is nothing but a charade! Do not be fooled! Dr. Carter stepped forward, determination in her eyes. We are not deceiving anyone. We are here to build bridges, not walls. If you choose to see only fear, you will miss the opportunity for growth and connection. The room fell silent, and all eyes were on her. The challenge was clear. They had to prove that hope and trust could triumph over fear and suspicion. The atmosphere in the lab grew tense as the opposition's leaders challenged Dr. Emily Carter and her team. But rather than feeling fear, Dr. Carter stood tall, ready to fight for what she believed in. We are not here to trick anyone, she said, her voice steady. We are here to share our vision for peace and unity. The alien leader who had shouted the challenge sneered. You think Perfume can change the galaxy? You're wasting your time. Weapons are all that matter. Dr. Carter took a deep breath, channeling her determination. This is not just perfume. It represents a new way of thinking. It shows that even the most dangerous things can be transformed into something beautiful. The crowd murmured in response. Some were intrigued by her words, while others remained skeptical. King Arian stepped forward, raising his hand for silence. Let us hear what the humans have to say. They have shown us their heart. We must listen. With King Arian's support, the atmosphere shifted. Dr. Carter saw the chance to connect with the leaders. She explained how they had turned the idea of oxygen bombs into fragrances that promote harmony and peace. Each scent carries a story of hope, she continued. If we work together, we can create a future where we help, not harm. As she spoke, Mark handed out samples of the perfumes to the leaders. One by one, they took a whiff. The fragrance of unity filled the air, and some leaders closed their eyes, letting the scent wash over them. The warm aroma of vanilla and sweet fruit seemed to dissolve the tension in the room. An alien with bright green skin smiled. I never thought I could feel this way about a human creation. It's beautiful. Dr. Carter seized the moment. Imagine what we could accomplish if we combined our cultures and skills. Together we can create not just perfumes, but a better world. The opposition leaders looked uneasy. Their faces showed doubt, but the interest of others began to sway the crowd. More leaders began to share their thoughts. We need to take this chance. We must break free from the fear of the past. In that moment, the tide began to turn. The alien leaders discussed the potential of collaborating with the humans. We can use this as a foundation for new alliances, said Lyra, the green-skinned leader. A new era of cooperation could begin today. As the conversations flowed, the opposition leaders felt isolated. They realized they were losing support. We cannot let them manipulate us, one shouted, but fewer listened to him now. Dr. Carter, sensing the shift, decided to strengthen the bonds they were forming. Let us celebrate this moment, she proposed. Together, we can create a festival to showcase our new sense. We can invite everyone in the galaxy to experience the beauty of our collaboration. The crowd erupted in cheers. Excitement spread like wildfire. They discussed plans for the festival, where the perfumes would be presented as symbols of hope and unity. King Arian announced, "This will mark the beginning of a new era for our people." With renewed energy, Dr. Carter and her team worked tirelessly to prepare for the festival. They collaborated with alien artisans to create stunning decorations and stages. News of the event spread across the galaxy, drawing interest from all corners. On the day of the festival, the atmosphere was filled with joy and excitement. Thousands of alien beings gathered in the Grand Hall, eager to experience the fragrances. Colorful banners waved and music filled the air, blending the sounds of many cultures. Dr. Carter stood on the main stage, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. She looked out at the diverse crowd and smiled. "Welcome, everyone! Today we celebrate our unity. Today we show the galaxy that peace is possible." As she spoke, the scents wafted through the air, filling the space with warmth and sweetness. "We have transformed fear into beauty. Let us embrace our differences and create a brighter future together." The audience erupted in applause, and the cheers echoed throughout the hall. The festival became a place of connection and understanding. Leaders from different worlds mingled, sharing stories and ideas. As the event came to a close, Dr. Carter felt a wave of happiness. They had turned a frightening weapon into a celebration of life and hope. The galaxy had come together, united by the fragrances that symbolized a new beginning. In the weeks that followed, relationships strengthened. The perfumes became a symbol of peace, and the galaxy began to heal. The opposition faded into the background as new friendships blossomed. Dr. Carter looked at her team, their faces glowing with joy. "We did it," she said, tears of happiness in her eyes. "We showed them that even the darkest moments can lead to light." And so a new era dawned, one where humans and aliens worked together to build a better future. The fragrances of harmony, unity, and many more would forever remind them that change is possible and hope can be found even in the most unexpected places.